have not spoken publicly about this before, but I witnessed an altercation involving Nolan Wells from a boat nearby. What I saw has stayed with me, and I believe it's important information. I have provided or intend to provide my account to the appropriate investigators because Nolan's family deserves the truth. Out of respect for the ongoing investigation, I won't speculate beyond what I personally observed. While I was on the boat near the area, I witnessed an altercation involving Nolan Wells and several other individuals. I saw what appeared to be an argument that escalated after there was a dispute involving Nolan's phone. I heard Nolan yelling for his phone to be returned. The argument continued after the group reached shore, and I observed a physical fight involving Nolan and multiple people. I also observed a young woman telling them to stop. At that point, I left the area because the situation had appeared to be getting worse. I did not remain long enough to witness what happened afterward. Everything beyond what I personally observed would be speculation, so I cannot honestly say what occurred after I left. Then she said she messaged one of the individuals that she saw, hey, I just want to say I was a passenger on another boat and I saw the argument between you guys and will go to the police with this information. I also have video footage. My husband doesn't show much, but it shows the argument that was taken and how you guys were upset at Nolan because of the young lady.
What's going on, my family? It's your boy King Lou. We are back with another video. He just don't quit, man. But y'all already seen the intro. So let's get into it, man. Don't forget to hit that like, drop a comment, hit that sub button for me. We on the road to 100 subs. Let's get into it.
But that post is being read directly from their TikTok by Secret Service in. And the reason why we don't know if they've ever turned over information, if they ever spoke to the police, if the police have ever followed up on this, because the DA and the prosecutors don't speak to you unless you are an attorney for one of the boys. Okay? Right. Even the family can't get information from out these people, but somehow Bart attorney had all the information in regards to Nolan Wells' autopsy before the parents had it and Chris Cuomo had it. Like ain't that odd?
This whole case, odd, dog. Like, I just watched Dr. Umar interview on it, and the way he broke stuff down, I don't agree with a lot of things he said either, but the way he broke it down, man, it's just...
This information is supposed to be crazy, secret and sealed, but somehow these folks have all the information before anybody else do, but they, quote unquote, ain't speaking, right? Cool. So we don't know. But what I can say is be very careful, okay, about somebody's initial reaction to this. If somebody's initial reaction to this is what you're about to hear, they're very sus, right? They are very, very sketchy, okay? Now, after you hear this, there's another factor that gets really deeper. Officer Tatum and his reaction to this tells me everything I need to know about this. Tatum's reaction to this should tell us everything we need to know about this, but we'll get there towards the end of this video.
Formerly in the public defender's office, they try a ton of cases. Philip, first of all, has she turned it into police? She said she was. If she hasn't, I give her no credibility at all. Look, I want this.
That's why I like this lady. And I've never heard of her until most recently, so I've been looking into these cases. But she just, it don't matter. You feel me? Red, blue, green, white, yellow, it don't matter. She's for, I know she used to be an attorney, I heard, but she's for justice, bro. And I mess with it.
Why? Because I want the video. I want to see the timestamp on the video. I want to see, was he still on Horn Island at 4:30 when his acquaintances on the Triton boat left? I want that video. And if she hasn't brought this forward to LE, law enforcement, then it means nothing to me. I mean, if I know a young man turns up dead in the water, and I know there's a controversy surrounding this, I mean, we know she knows that because she's gone online and posted it, then why not hand it over to police?
Probably don't have it.
Agreed. And it should go to the grand jury for part of their investigation. But I got to tell you, if I were cross-examining her, should this even go to trial, the first question I'd ask her on that 4th of July, what she had been drinking. Before that video got activated, everybody would want to...
Put him up.
Drinking and smoking. You know how many people were partying?
Okay, man. Have you lost your mind?
When I tell y'all we're in this fight by ourselves, we're in this fight by ourselves, bruh. None of these people want to see justice. None of them. When it comes to this situation, in this case specifically this case, these people act like they don't have common sense. These people all of a sudden lose all rationality. They lose all common sense. This man, right, who is an actual attorney, is hearing a woman say, yo, I seen Nolan Wells have an altercation with somebody shortly before his disappearance. And he says, well, was she drunk? Was she drinking? Excuse me? How? What?
You gotta play devil's advocate. You know how when you do something, somebody knows you or their profession, like dating a dentist with bad teeth is bad. You get what I'm saying? So like his attorney brain was on. So that's why instantly he went to credibility. You know what I mean? Which I know he shouldn't try to discredit her, but his attorney cap was on. That's why he went.
Now,
you know what I mean?
Yo, shout out to Nancy Grace, because Nancy Grace she shut this conversation down shortly after this. She shut this conversation down. She said, I'm good, bro. Like, you straight. Like, you could go. And she redirected her focus to Tatum. Now, what Tatum had to say about this was the most interesting. What Tatum had to say about this left me floored, left my mouth, my jaw, everything on the floor. I couldn't believe what I was hearing Tatum say.
Brandon Tatum is joining us.
Again.
So after all that, all you have to say is,
hey, hey, this is why I like her, yo. She cut him clean up. Get him off the screen, man. Get him off the screen.
she drinking? That's your takeaway from that? Joining me is Brandon Tatum, former police officer, Tucson, now star of The Officer Tatum on YouTube, who famously has interviewed the acquaintances who all say they had nothing to do with it. Let's just put that out there. He's interviewed them extensively. I want to talk about not what you want to talk about, Brandon Tatum, which is they had nothing to do with this, because I met them and I believe them. So noted. Can we talk about a potential witness to an altercation? And she seems to suggest it was over Katie. Why? Don't know what the altercation was. Maybe it was, hey, leave her alone and get on the boat, or leave her alone, she's my girlfriend, or it could be anything. But if there is a witness placing Nolan seemingly in the water, I can't tell that, but having an argument with another person, a partier at Horn Island, that is significant. It could prove or disprove your friend's timeline.
On top of that, the other friend, was it Tristan? I think Tristan said he got into an altercation as well, where his uncle was telling him, hey, let's go, like we gotta go. So he said he left the altercation and then went to, you know what I mean, get on the boat with his uncle and stuff like that. On top of that, I just watched Dr. Umar's interview, and he said Katie said she was talking to Nolan between 3 and 4:30. His one of his friends, Javon, last seen him at 3:40, and then the coach, who the mom said she talked to, seen Nolan between 2:30 and 3:30. And Dr. Umar was trying to say, two of y'all out of the three should have seen each other with Nolan. You get what I'm saying? Unless they're lying about when they seen him to basically keep themselves away from being prosecuted.
Well, Nancy, I think that it's a big obstacle to climb here, because I've never heard of this altercation whatsoever.
No, he didn't. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. No, he didn't, bro. No, he didn't, bro. No, he didn't. He didn't just do that.
Tatum.
He didn't just do that, bro. What? What?
Tatum.
Bit dog.
Hell ain't hot enough for you, bro.
Facts.
Hell ain't hot enough for you,
What?
bro. You've never heard about this altercation before, Tatum?
I thought he said he got... I'm going to drop the clip. Don't even worry about it. Don't even worry about it. Flacco, drop the clip, man.
Wait. Hold on, Tatum. No, I didn't hear that right. Play that. Nah. He didn't say that.
Your friend's timeline.
Well, Nancy, I think that it's a big obstacle to climb here because I've never heard of this altercation whatsoever. Nobody that I've talked to have alluded that this altercation was real.
These people lie so much they can't even keep up with their own lies anymore.
Hey,
They
bro,
tell so many
what?
lies they can't keep up anymore. But I fear this lie that Tatum is currently telling is the most nefarious lie of them all. I fear there's some truth to what we just heard. And Tatum is trying to cover up for it. And here's why. You see, Tatum told Nancy Grace after he heard the story that he never heard about this altercation. Nobody he had any contact with has ever mentioned this altercation before.
My boy Kevin.
But this was Tatum approximately 3 weeks ago
Uh-oh.
on his channel
Roll the
talking
clip,
about this
Flacco.
very same altercation. Isn't this you, Tatum?
Roll the clip.
I received a DM from someone DMing another person. Now, I'm trying to leave these names out because I want to not mess this investigation up. I think law enforcement already have this.
Ain't this the same interview where he said Nolan was drinking or on cocaine or something like that? It's the same one, right? This is the same.
That
Not an interview,
alluded
but
to the
podcast.
fact that, and I messaged this person because I want to talk directly to the person that I saw the DM from. And we haven't talked to this person yet. But the person said in the DM to another kid that is associated, not any of the kids that I interviewed to talk to, but that could be associated to some degree, that knew Nolan, that this person wrote a message saying, me and my husband saw you arguing with Nolan, and to the effect of you're going to spend the rest of your life in prison. Now, the person did not.
Bro, it ain't no way, bro. He cannot be serious, bro. We have video of you saying you received a picture, you received a DM of another conversation in a DM about the exact same situation that you're telling us 3 weeks later you've never heard about. Like, I've never heard about this conversation. Somebody direct messaged you, bro.
I say
This
they
wasn't
saw a
word of
physical
mouth.
altercation. The person did not say what time they saw Nolan and this other person getting into an
Yes.
argument. Now, this is
Bonkers.
after Warren, their boat left. This may be somewhere around a little bit before 6. What I'm thinking at this point, with all that has been said, is that somebody knows exactly what happened to Nolan, or they saw him right before he died. I am not convinced that Nolan was just out there and drowned.
Tatum was so convinced by that DM that Nolan had an altercation back and forth with somebody
He switched his whole.
that he even
He
went out on a limb
switched
to say
sides.
he believed that somebody knows what happened to Nolan. Somebody watched Nolan die, and he don't believe that Nolan drowned. Now, all of a sudden, after Tatum became buddies with the boys' lawyers, after the boy lawyers started to promote Tatum's bourbon
His liquor,
and his liquor
yeah.
in all of their interviews,
Nah, he
after they
never heard
essentially
it.
got a partnership with Tatum, now all of a sudden,
What?
Tatum don't remember ever hearing about this altercation.
What?
But that ain't the only lie Tatum got caught in.
Uh-oh.
No. In the last 24 hours, it got exposed. Damn near all of Officer Tatum, quote unquote, sources were all lies. He either made it up himself or he's lying about everything he once knew because he realized those things now implicate his friends and his homies. Allegedly, I don't know. Okay? So
Bruh, why are we even taking his... I don't even know how to... His commentary serious, bro. He's a tap dancer, bro. We don't... Nobody... Like, bro, we ain't listening to him, bro. We listen to half of what he say, bro. And believe none of it. We only hear half of it and believe none of it, bro. Because he's shaky. He's
and
been
just
shaky.
explain the exact altercation that person is describing. Nancy Grace asked him about the same altercation he already talked about 3 weeks ago. Now, all of a sudden, he has no
He don't
idea
know.
what's going on. He never heard of it. This man needs to be
Diabolical.
investigated, bro.
Yes.
Tatum needs to be investigated. They need to bring Tatum to the altar, bruh. Because you can't keep getting away with this.
And also Katie,
crazy.
whom I saw her text messages, she didn't even say this altercation occurred. What I will say is that if I was an investigator in this investigation, I want to hear that. I want to be able to compare that information to other things that we may have or other witness statements. But I don't think it's significant because it doesn't show if Nolan Wells was actually killed in that altercation. She's claiming that there was an altercation between him arguing with somebody else. There was a potential fight, but that doesn't get me to how did he drown? How did he get in the water? And how did he not recover and come home to his family? So I would take that into consideration. I would compare that to the other interviews that I've done, but I don't think it's significant whatsoever. However, I would be incredibly skeptical because there's no other statements that I've heard from anybody that comes even close to an altercation with Nolan Wells and others over a girl.
Number one, he's dead shortly after an alleged altercation with another male. We think over a woman. See, in my world, I put together both circumstantial and direct evidence. Direct evidence would be, for instance, DNA or a fingerprint. Circumstantial evidence is the timing of the alleged altercation and his death. Right?
Nancy,
So,
but Nancy,
it's hard for me to believe that
This is why I like her, bro. She ain't none of that, bro. You ain't finna pee on her and tell her it's raining, bro. We ain't going. We not
there's
going,
some kind of
bro.
altercation on Horn Island just before he dies, and they were not
Nancy,
connected. That's hard for me
she's not-
to believe that.
Well, Nancy, she's not saying he lost the fight. She's not saying that he got beat up. If you look at the autopsy, there's no clear.
Bro, he making my head hurt, bro. Is he serious? So now, if I get into a fight with somebody, if I win the fight and then I die later, you're not going to suspect the person I beat because I won the fight? Bro,
There's signs of blunt force trauma to his face or any of the vital areas that could kill him. So it doesn't appear that there's any indication that he lost a fight, that there was enough trauma in this particular.
You see how Tatum has went from, hey, I was told this, and I'll be real, man. Hey, bro, like, they're credible. And listen, man, I now believe, I don't think he just drowned. I think somebody watched him die. Then shouldn't you still have that exact same thing? It's only been 3 weeks. Shouldn't you still think the exact same thing? Shouldn't you still believe what you said 3 weeks ago, which is, again, Tatum's exact word was, even if they didn't get into a physical altercation, I still believe somebody seen what happened, somebody watched Nolan die, somebody knows what happens. Then wouldn't this person be crucial and pivotal
Yes.
in figuring that out?
Yes.
Why is Tatum all of a sudden going against and attacking the very same information and evidence that he broke?
He provided.
Tatum was the first one to release this information 3 weeks ago. But now he's going against it. Now he's fighting against it. Now he's doing everything in his power to try to, underplay it. Why? That's interesting. The only thing I could point to is, man, them boys got Verdict Bourbon in their background when they do interviews now. They promote your bourbon for you. So now all of a sudden, you don't want to concede an inch that could, make people look bad. That's odd, Tatum. That's very odd. Very odd here. See, this is not the only lie Tatum got caught up in. Y'all remember when Tatum came on his channel and he claimed that a source that was very credible, a source that's been 150% accurate, they told him that Nolan Wells was on coke on the island. Y'all remember? I'm sure you guys do. Y'all remember that? Well, guess what? This was also a lie.
But what I was told, and you guys, please take in consideration that it's reliable sources. However, the only way to prove the truth in this is if I see it with my own eyes, if the law enforcement have the investigation of this, and also when the toxicology results come out. But people are messaging me and telling me that there is heavy drinking and there's cocaine involved. And there's a particular person whom I know this person's name. I'm not going to disclose it. I'm going to go to the police first, and then I will disclose it if it doesn't interfere in the investigation. But this person allegedly was offering people cocaine, and someone close to Nolan, one of his friends, told me that this person was offered cocaine and rejected it from this person.
So he was offered cocaine and rejected it. But Nolan, the one that's passed away who can't answer for himself, mind you, college athlete, like fresh college athlete. He's only 18. He just went to college to play ball, bro. So that's crazy. Drinking underage, I understand. Just a little bit. You know what I mean? When you're around that 18, 19, 20, you know what I mean? You have those couple friends that'll do things for you like that. But as far as cocaine, bro, that's just like drinking here. Cocaine is like, come on, bro. Like, what do we? And reliable sources, right? Reliable sources. All your sources was wrong.
And I was also told, and this person told me that it's over 100% chance.
Over 100%.
That Nolan was using cocaine during this period of time.
Over 100%. She ain't even smart, bro. I can't even do it. He ain't even that bright. Over 100. I don't even know how you get over 100%. It's over 100% facts that Nolan was using cocaine, bro.
This person said it was 150% sure that when the toxicology comes back, that Nolan will have cocaine in his system. Now,
150% if the toxicology come back, Nolan will have coke in his system. Now, here's the thing. Tatum said he was going to go to the police. We haven't heard any update on Tatum telling the police this information.
Facts.
So Tatum potentially knew of a potential drug dealer who could have given Nolan drugs that could have contributed to his death, and Tatum never went to the police, never told him anything, all right? And again, according to him, his source is the most reliable. Bro, he was damn near saying this is true. Like, yo.
He wasn't damn near saying it was true. He was saying it was true. He was saying it was true, bro. He tried to throw that little disclaimer at the beginning to frame it like it wasn't true. He felt like this was true. And on top of that, the resources that are telling you that he was on cocaine are reliable because it's a detriment to Nolan. But when the woman comes out and says she witnessed something that could, you feel me, positively affect the case, she's not reliable. But your sources have literally lied.
But once you reiterate, this source have never told me bad information. This source have been accurate 1,000%. They told me 150% Nolan gonna have coke in his system. Well, according to Nancy Grace and other experts, the toxicology is apparently back. And you know what's not in his system? Apparently coke is not in Nolan Wells' system. Right? So Tatum's quote-unquote expert was lying. Tatum was lying. So now I can distinguish between what has Tatum ever said about this case that's the truth.
I know they're saying they're done with the autopsy and that it's complete, which means the gross findings in the autopsy room, the tox, the histology, that means that autopsy report is complete. They just hadn't released their findings yet.
And speaking of that, Joe Sky Morgan, I've heard the same, that the autopsy is complete.
Yeah.
There are reports that there is no cocaine in Nolan's system. That's uncorroborated reports.
Okay.
But a good source. No cocaine in the system.
Yep.
Joe Scott, when the body has been in the elements, such as the water, for that long, how can I confirm if he had been drinking or not?
Oh, you can still pull a BA, blood alcohol, or blood ethanol level, as it's referred to. And again, Nancy, we're not talking.
Yes. You know how hard, honestly, you know how hard it would be to be flying over this. I know we're watching it through a video, so it's a little different, but to spot a body, you get what I'm saying? Or to spot somebody down there, like, bro.
About someone that has been down for weeks and weeks.
Tatum is now pretending like he never heard about the altercation and he never heard of her, anything about it. And then we found out that Tatum's source that apparently gave him information that was 150% correct was actually wrong. All right. And Nolan was not on coke. Y'all let me know in the comment section, man, what y'all think.
Tatum gotta stop, bro. Just stop, bro. Like, don't go interview nobody else. We don't even want to hear your response, bro, because we don't believe you, to really be honest with you. I ain't even gonna lie to you. But if you're still watching this video, man, go ahead and click the video. It's finna pop up right about now. Go ahead and click the video, man. Drop a like. Hit the sub button. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think. We are out of here.